How's it going, everybody? My name is Oswaldi and welcome back to another gaming video. Today we're going to be playing What Happened to Edith Finch. Oh, What Remains of Edith Finch. Don't know anything about this game. It was free on the Epic Games Store, right? They have their own store now.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Alright, very well. I like stories when they start at the beginning, you know?
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
It's kind of odd. What is this?
Inside the mailbox,
You have to
was
slide
letters
down the
from
mouse
7
in
years
order
ago,
to move
marked
things.
Urgent, open immediately.
Which is cool, I guess, but, you know, no one ever really does that in games. Oh, same thing if I want to close it.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral. In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know, or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
She walks extremely slow. And this running thing, I'm hitting shift and it just zooms in the camera. It doesn't feel any faster.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw
Maybe
a few
it's-
hoofprints.
Maybe it just is a zoom. I don't know. I never played this game. I barely even know what the story is all about. So this is going to be an adventure for all of us.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
It's weird and cool because imagine having like part of your house a tree house and being that tall.
As a child,
Pretty cool.
the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Alright, well, where do I go? Do I go this way or?
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
What? Why would you leave a key but not one to the front door? You know, you left 2 keys or something. You have to go in through the doggy door or something. Stupid.
Prowling
So
through the
dumb.
doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. The power had been turned off the night we left.
I just flipped the switch. Flip, flip.
For the first time in years,
Tug.
I felt like I was home.
Dang, all these dishes and stuff. Oh, all these sardines laying around. They really left us with this.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal.
Look at all
There
this.
was just too much of it, like a
Maybe
smile
they left
with
us
too
to
many
deal with
teeth.
this.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
Jeez Louise, man.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie
why?
retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Ooh, that's weird.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Gregory.
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
That's weird.
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s
We're gonna
room,
end up seeing something
I was
that's gonna
10
scare
when
me.
she was painting my portrait. Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it. Edie's father, Odin, built the original house. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara. I
Screw
spent a lot of
Barbara.
time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Well, here we are.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
Ooh, look at that.
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
What is that?
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Oh, okay.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan, but I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Great, so we're the same in this situation. The starfish. Molly Finch. Come on, hey.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
The
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
That's dirty. Dirty. I'm pretty sure that's poop.
My Halloween candy was all gone. Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
But I'm hungry.
I kept eating and eating.
Oh my gosh, she's about to eat the toothpaste. She's gonna die.
I ate a lot of things that night.
Stupid.
Then I heard chirping outside my window.
Aw, bro, she's gonna eat the bird.
It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached
And you
out
finna
for
eat
her.
it.
And suddenly,
What? No.
I was a cat.
What?
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
This is so peculiar. I was not expecting this.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Look at that. They're right in there.
I jumped
Should have
and I
already
almost
caught it,
got
man.
her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl.
Oh, of
First,
course,
all I
of
heard was
course.
the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
We're an owl. Let's get them rabbits.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
How much bigger does an owl eat?
A mama rabbit.
Ah, okay. Scoop! Scoop! Got him!
She was almost too big to carry. I started
Almost.
choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
In the forest? You finna die. Ah, I got what the heck, man? We just flopping around now?
I rolled off the cliff and into the ocean.
There we go. Now we can
I was
shark it up.
hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals.
And fat, juicy seals is what we're gonna get.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good. I grabbed on tight. And when I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Again. Oh, what the heck?
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Well, this is certainly weird.
I was big, but I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
Belly will rust.
Snatched him up.
After
Sorry
the
to
last
tell you, bud.
passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam
Had to
towards
have?
it.
Still don't know where this story's leading, but cool, I guess.
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe. I got closer and closer.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this not Molly's room?
All of my stomach started growling.
Monster
suddenly,
underneath
I
her
was
bed.
weak. I held
But the
my
monster
breath
was
for a
under
long
there.
time, but I
Oh, I get
I
it.
think it's waiting for me to fall
That's
asleep.
spooky.
But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Well, that is terrifying. I see where that went. And I gotta say, don't like it. Don't like it one bit. That's terrifying. Imagine that.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
He's gonna close the book already.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. I can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
Oh, is she gonna become a cat now?
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
This dude took his house on the boat.
But
bro.
40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery.
Oh, oh,
His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
awesome.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom.
The camera angles are rough in this one,
It was a
aren't
pretty
they?
big trace.
Look at that. Okay, so I guess the key unlocks all the stories of the family members.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Interesting. Well, alright.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down. I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Are we gonna start flying?
Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
Oh, the tree's
Maybe
breaking.
if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe
That was the
we'd
dream,
still
wasn't
be
it?
here.
To go all the way
Put it
around.
down.
You're gonna fling
I
off
think
into,
he'd already made up
into
his
the
mind.
water. That's so gonna break.
That's
Oh,
what I
look
want to
at it.
remember about my brother.
We're about to go the whole way round, boys. Yee. Heck yeah, boy.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
There it is. And he died. That's sad.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Yeah, didn't everybody? Like, come on.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Oh, okay. That's so sad.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Oh, wow. Share a womb together, and you're gonna be sharing the rest of your life together. Come on. Open sesame. Yeet. Yeet, yeet. It's supposed to go up.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd
Yeah,
obviously
kinda have
been
to
built
be.
for smaller hands and bellies.
There's a whole other thing over here. Alright, I'm gonna check this place out first, and... You know, there's so many ways we could go. Wait, are we back
Growing
right
up,
where...
I always
No.
thought of Barbara as a child star. I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Why? Like, why would it be hard?
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Oh.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch.
They really made
As
a comic based
child
on this true
star,
story?
Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was
Oh, okay.
all washed up. A
Damn, that's
has-been.
messed up.
But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
I wouldn't think so. Yo.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father.
Real green scream though.
He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Ooh, okay, okay.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
Oh, we already know where this is going.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
You finna die!
Later, Rick hadn't returned. So
'Cause he
Mom
died!
went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she
I'm doing
found
this
the
part.
key,
Look at
she
that.
listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
That Michael Myers, bro, we dying.
She found Rick's crutch
Playable
and
comic book.
imagined the worst.
Yeah, look at that blood right next to it. Oh, it's a wrap. We swinging. The heck?
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Oh, how convenient.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Whack him.
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm
You
not
know that's
scared,
not
Rick.
what you
I'm
gotta do. 'Cause
furious.
now something real is
Then
gonna happen.
act
and-
furious.
Yeah.
All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb,
Ah.
have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the Late Late Picture Show.
So how we get into how she dies?
Later,
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
You finna be like you finna be. You're all finna be dead. Ah! Oh heck nah. Nah. You want the crutch? I'll give you the crutch real good.
Walter, are you there?
I'm gonna give you the crutch.
vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Oh, it's a wrap.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless.
Ha
He was
ha.
quite smashing.
The kick in a lot.
He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned.
Of course they did. Whack!
He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
By the time we get down there, he's gonna be gone. Bum, 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 bum. He's gone.
The hookman had vanished.
He
She
disappeared.
listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
How though? Where could he have gone in that short amount of time.
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
Man.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared.
Because of the crutch.
And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Oof.
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Puns. And this was all based on fact. On fact. On real life. Real life in the game, you know?
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
I'm gonna end the episode there. We got Molly, we got Barbara, and we got Calvin, and I guess Odin, you know. We got their stories, so in the next episode, be sure to subscribe so you know when that drops. We're gonna try to figure out all the other characters, you know. We got Walter, Gregory, Gus, Dawn, Milton, Lewis, Sanjay, all these other people that we still gotta go for. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.